welcome to the Financial Freedom Now show. Thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Tonya Yandare, and I'm super glad for you joining me week on week, listening to all of the great nuggets I've got to share. I really do appreciate you, and I hope you'll put into action all of the nuggets you're hearing from myself and from all of my guests. Now, obviously, you might be saying, I mean, we've been on this journey of financial freedom for a while now, and one of the things that I seek to do is to help you build your financial freedom and help you expand, because I always say that one of my greatest goals is to not only achieve financial freedom but help others on their ways to doing that as well. So I'm super glad and thankful that you have joined, you have been following me on this journey. Now, if you're totally new, don't worry, you've not missed too much. Well, you have, because you need to go back and listen to our previous shows. Listen or watch our previous shows, depending on what platform you're getting this from. Now, today, one of the things we're going to be talking about is how, I mean, we've been following on this journey, and I've been sharing my journey as I go along, because I mean, I and my husband Toby have been able to achieve financial freedom through property, and that's one of the asset class that we've chosen, investment class we've chosen to build our portfolio. But what I want to do is obviously share other things you can do. Now, we're still on the journey, we're still wanting more, because there's a lot more to actually achieve. But one of the things that I think I've always said, that is, until you find a way to make money whilst you sleep, you are not really talking about wealth. You're not really talking about financial freedom, because we all have 24 hours, right? And 24 hours, as good as it is, can only do so much. So we need to start looking, until you find a way where you can leverage other resources to make money, then there is a limit, there's a cap on how much you can make. Yes, you can get a salary increase if you're working at a job, and that can increase your earning capacity, but there's a cap on what you can do, because as long as your earning is always directly linked to the hours you work, then it means you're exchanging your time for money, and you're not really talking about freedom at that point in time. So it is not a bad thing to have a good job, don't get me wrong, but we're looking at how we can actually help you have multiple streams of income and help you grow and take the reliance away from the job, so that there is that flexibility. And if you want to work, you can work, continue working. We need our doctors, we need our lawyers, we need our solicitors, architects. You can continue, but then it's a choice that you make, not something that is necessary and you cannot do without. So today, we're going to be talking about passive income. Yes, you heard me talking about it. You heard that right. Building passive income. One of the ways that we many years ago, when I decided I wanted to go on this path, I wanted more from my life, I decided I needed to earn passive income. I needed to build our passive income, and there's so many ways to build passive income. One of the major ways you will hear me talk about is obviously property, purely because that's the medium that I've been able to build my income. I've been used to build passive income using property strategy. Now, to be honest, with this way I sort of do my whilst we have a passive income from property, there's also the active element, because we are property developers. This is what I do full-time: property development, buying land, building blocks of apartments, building houses, buying commercial buildings, disuse them, bringing them back to life to residential. So I do this actively, but I still have the leisure of my time. For example, I've just literally come from a long walk, and I decide, actually, let me jump on the camera, let me do this quick update for you. Now, whilst I was taking that long walk with my husband, I was earning money, right? So it was easy for me to make that choice to say, oh, actually, we dropped off my daughter in school, and it's actually let's take a long walk, and we did that. And obviously after this, I'm still in my gym kit. Yeah, disclaimer there. And after this, I am going to be going to the gym, because I'm going to the spa. I just want to relax and reflect, and I just need that time off. So again, I'm able to do all of those things whilst they've been a working day, and a lot of people are work purely because I've been able to build that passive income. It's not the easiest. There are good days, there are trying days, but through it all is that flexibility. So I want you to be able to do the same. So what we're going to be talking about is how you can build your own passive income. I'll be talking about a number of strategies. Now, there is no right or wrong. It's going to be for everyone, but it's not. Each strategy won't be for anyone. But if property is for you, then I might have something for you that you can actually use to build your passive income as well if you're very new to property. The first one I'm going to be talking about, I've got some notes here, so I'm looking this way. I think what's first thing you might think is, what is passive income? Passive income refers to money that is made without active involvement, right? There are loads of ways you can actually build income. Passive income is building income from loads of building income from sources that are passive. They're not active. So your job is not a passive income. It doesn't even matter if you, I mean, I hear some people say to me, oh, I don't really go to work that much, or oh, my job is quite flexible, I work from home. It is not a passive income. But I mean, yeah, so that's clear. I mean, things like dividends, money from rental income from property, all of those sort of things, are sort of things we'll be talking about when it comes to passive income. So let's get right into it. I've got, I think, about 6 mediums I want to talk to you about very quickly. Investing in stocks. Now, this is I mean, obviously, no offense to anyone, but this is different from trading. Investing in stocks is one of the easiest and laziest way of earning passive income, and there is no right or wrong about it. It is good. I have stocks. I've invested in stocks. Some of it's almost like you put the money there and forget about it, right? You don't even think about it. And I've been doing this right from when I was well, my parents did this for me whilst when I was a child. So I literally just jumped on and did the same thing. But it's nowhere near what I'll say we get our financial freedom for, because we've not put in large sums of money in stocks, purely because we are fortunate enough to be in property, and I know that I can make a lot more money from property, and so I'm investing more in that. So investment in stocks, getting dividends from there, because obviously when you invest in stock, you actually get dividend from the stock. So yeah, that could be a way of actually making passive income, because it doesn't require you still make money from it, albeit not that much, but you still make money from it as well. The other one I was going to mention alongside investing in stocks is actually having your earnings or your income in some form of fixed rate savings accounts, for example. Again, you get money from it. But all of those things I'm not a big fan of, because I think with the inflation rate doing what it is, it literally erodes whatever income you get from that. So I always think that those are not necessarily ways that you can achieve financial freedom. So let's get right into the juicy part. Rental properties. Hey, this is one I actually I personally, this is what's helped me personally. So obviously I'm a big fan of rental properties, and obviously there's a lot more than just rental properties. You have loads of different strategies that probably a bit more involving, but not that much. I think there's a way around it, and this is one of the things I teach my students and tell them how you can make money from property, whether a low capital strategy or high capital strategy, or low time requirement or high time requirement. Obviously it would give you as much, but there's a lot more you can do. Rental income can provide a steady sum or source of income. It requires it might require significant upfront costs if you're doing it the way that I don't teach, then obviously, but if you do it the way I teach, then yes, you would still need capital, but it doesn't have to be your capital. And if that sounds like, oh, what's she talking about? Whilst this this show isn't necessarily talking specifically about this particular episode, what I would say is, if you go to bit.ly /icon free videos, that would help you get loads of free information that we have on property investment, and how you can actually start educating yourself and building that information you need to start your property investment journey. So there are loads of ways. I always say property, unlike what most people think, is accessible to all, whether you're young or old, rich or poor, black or white, male or female, is accessible to all. But a lot of people think only specific people can do it, only because of the lack of knowledge you have. So I don't want you to fall into the boat of those that think, well, it's impossible. I want you to educate yourself. So please go ahead and access those different free information that I have available, and you'll be able to sort of get that knowledge. The link again is bit.ly /icon free video, and you'll get information. Now, if you do not have, if you're struggling with the link, then please feel free to send an email to academy, ACADEMY @iconrange.com. iconrange.co.uk. Icon range spelled as iconrange.co.uk, and you'll be able to get someone will be able to help you get the information that you require. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is peer-to-peer lending. So some people do not want to get involved in property. They don't want to invest in what's it called? They don't want to invest in in dividend stocks because it doesn't get them money, and they don't want to invest in property because they feel like their risk appetite wouldn't actually. There's almost like they need a sweet middle, and peer-to-peer lending is something that could actually be done. There are loads of platforms, registered platforms, that you can do this through, and basically you get a much higher interest rate than you would get, say, from example, the likes of your savings account or some stocks and shares. So again, the idea is it's almost like a sweet spot, middle sweet spot. Now you could do peer-to-peer lending, and you can go on all of the platforms that are there, it carries some this option carries some risk elements, obviously, because you are investing in projects. So you although you are not actively buying the properties, you are to an extent carrying on some risk. I always say that once you do your due diligence, we at Icon, for example, have investors that work with us to deliver the loads of projects that we do, and with that they get a great return. Of course, they've got to do their diligence and have that comfortability. So it's just you doing your research. But peer-to-peer lending is very, very common. The way I explain to this to you is, as an investor, I have to go to the bank, right, to borrow money. I even know, like you said, I have to. The banks are my major investor, so we get some sort of commercial lending from the bank to actually carry out the many developments that we do. Now, the bank doesn't make money. The bank actually takes money that you've saved in the bank, put it in the bank, getting 0.something%, or if you're at best, you're getting 1 to 2%, and they, in return, take that money and borrow those monies to me at a much higher rate. The bank then makes the difference, and that's how the bank makes money. But what a lot of people that are getting wise about this is just deciding that, oh, actually, we'll cut the bank out and I'll borrow the money there. But obviously, the comfort element that you have with your savings account is not so much as there with the peer-to-peer lending. Having said that, there's ways around it. There's ways you can protect yourself, protect your money. There are documentation, and there is just, obviously, you can't overemphasize due diligence you need to do. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, then I would say definitely do a bit more research, and yeah, I'll be more than happy to talk to you. Okay, so the other thing I want to talk about, the fourth one I would like to talk about, is affiliate marketing. So now, there are certain people that would say, I don't have the risk element, I don't have the front, I'm very good at sales, I just want to sell someone else's product. Now, it is passive because there is an upfront work you do in terms of actually getting the sale, your sale machine, as it were, going, but you're not delivering the product, you're not doing much. You're not delivering, so it's more of a passive income. Once you do the upfront work involved in that, because you're involved in selling other people's products or services, there's a limit to what you're going to do. This can be done through blogs, social media. There's a lot. Or even online. So, if you, for example, you have a big following on your social media, which you've done anyway because of part of what you do, leisure or whatever it is. Just being able to liaise with someone who's actually who has a product, and you can actually offer their services over to your following, to your clients, and literally you make some commission, make some money, or whatever arrangement you have. It's almost passive income because you're not delivering the product. Don't forget that. You're just maximizing the resources you have, in this case, your audience, and that way you'll be able to make money from it. It is a massive way, and you see a lot of the influencers are actually maximizing that. The other thing is obviously selling digital products. So one of the things that I've been able to build over the last few years is building my online presence and also building digital products. Now, for me, it was almost like being able to merge two sweet spots, because I obviously love to teach. I was doing it anyway, actively talking and helping people, but then being able to then bring fence and put all of my knowledge, it's almost like your IQ, your intellectual, your IP, your intellectual property, and being able to sort of box it in packaging it and giving to people. Now there is again some work up front in terms of doing the delivery, but once it's there, the product is there. It's just passive income. Same thing with like books, any information products is something I would say definitely. So selling digital products is not only very profitable, but also it is over the years become the way to go. I listen to loads of audiobooks, audiobooks. I listen to podcasts. I watch podcasts. I mean, there's a lot of information, and I pay for all of those things to consume the information I need to develop myself. So this is definitely, I mean, it doesn't. I always say to you, there's always something you've learned over the years that somebody else needs. Your 10% is someone else's 100%. So don't think you don't have anything to offer. You have a lot to offer. Lastly, I think one of the things I want to talk about is creating like a YouTube channel, Instagram profile, social media, any social media profile. Again, like I said earlier, if you're going to want to look at something like affiliate marketing, what you want to do is ensure that you build the audience. So being able to create like a YouTube channel, a podcast channel. A lot of people sell information of these channels. Building a popular one, obviously, what is it you're interested in? Right? What is it that you're interested in? I mean, some people are they love to cook anyway. So what will it cost you? Just putting up the camera and I'm taking videos of you doing that cooking. Now somebody else is learning that, because I mentioned cooking because I know I tend to watch a lot of food channels, and what that gives you is not only are you able to then build that audience, but you have a lot of sponsors that then come to you requiring sponsorship deals where you can again sell their products onto introduce their products onto your audience. So it does require efforts, marketing efforts and all of those things, but I think the important thing is bringing this information to you so that you know the things that are available in terms of building your passive income. Okay, thank you so much, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the information I've brought to you today. Building passive income isn't something that isn't that necessary. It is compulsory, guys. Make sure you start building your passive income. Make sure you start making use of all the tips I'm sharing on here. Until next time, please make sure you follow me on all my social media handles. I'm on there regularly, sharing lots of tips, helping you build your financial freedom. Thank you so much. My name is Toyin Adare. Until next time, stay blessed. Thank you. Bye.